If you're anything like me, learning to code was a huge challenge. Always trying out new programming languages, never being able to escape from being a novice, while still having a ton of projects in your head that you want to build. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 actionable tips on how you can escape from being a novice and into a full-fledged software engineer. Now, step number 1 is setting clear goals. And it's not about setting a goal like, I want to be a software engineer making $1 million and build this own product. That's not what setting a goal is. You need to start with small, actionable goals. For example, the first goal can be, I want to learn how to create variables in Python. Following by the end of the week goal, I want to be able to write functions in Python. Creating small, measurable goals is the way to be able to look back and see how far you've came when you are a software engineer. Which brings me to tip number 2, and that's start creating products. Once you start getting past the basics of just being able to create variables or being able to create functions, you need to be able to create products. Now, one funny story about how I got into software engineering is I wanted to build an adventure game. Now, you might say, Eric, you succeeded. You built your adventure game when you didn't even know how to code. But really what I did was I just created a bunch of if-else statements throughout an entire application where it looked like this spider web of decisions. And that was the application that I built. And I was proud of it. And I had to do so much research to be able to build this little if-else text game, but it still was a product that I owned and it was a product that I had to build from the ground up. So learning how to build products is a pivotal direction on how to go from not knowing how to do anything to being a full-fledged software engineer. And a lot of people have this mistake of thinking that software engineers just know how to do everything out of their head. They can just start building applications, but that's simply not true. Using Google as a resource or ChatGPT now or any AI or even having a mentor does not make you less of a software engineer. It's essential that you need these type of guidelines to really be able to project you into the next level of your software engineering journey. But to also be able to do this, you need to be able to master time management, which is step number 3. Mastering time management is essential to being able to deliver and learn product development and software engineering. So every day, wake up, take a look at your calendar and see what you're able to create. Divide your day into dedicated blocks. So maybe 30 minutes for coding and 30 minutes for learning, but don't forget to take breaks during this as well. Because if you're always just watching tutorials and always just trying to learn and never really being able to put what you learn into actionable results, that usually creates some type of burnout. A fun fact is online courses usually only have about a 15% completion rate. And that's because you go from novice of not knowing how to do anything to being able to create objects usually within the first 15% of an online coding course. The last 85% are usually some time padding or essentially creating a product that you might not even need. So remember to dedicate time to be able to learn if you want to grow within your craft. Another thing you can do about learning about products is learn how to add to your resume, and that's by building a portfolio of products that you've created. And there's also a misunderstanding that you need these entire huge web application, professional grade applications to fit in your portfolio to kind of pat your resume. And that's simply not true. Being able to create small products that you're able to explain and be able to say why you made these decisions and how you can improve them for the future is essential for all kind of coding interviews. I know so many senior engineers that when they're interviewing for junior and mid levels, they're not looking for an application that can blow your mind, that's deployed and the whole world can use it and it can scale. That's just simply not what people are looking for. They're looking for your understanding and your knowledge inside a product so they can see how well you would fit into their company. Now, one thing that I did when I was learning how to code was using the Pomodoro technique. This is a time management method that really all you need is a kitchen timer or even a timer on your iPhone. This breaks it up into 25-minute digestible chunks that are followed by breaks. So you'll work for 25 minutes, you'll take a 5-minute break. You'll work for 25 minutes, you'll take a 5-minute break. You do that 4 times, followed by a 20-minute break. So at the end of doing this, you've accomplished about an hour and a half of research and learning, followed by about 30 minutes of breaks, which means this 2-hour session, you've had 25% breaks, while 75% of your time has been fully focused on learning and growing within your field. Now, this doesn't just apply to coding. You can use this for medical students. You can use this to be a lawyer. You can use this for learning in high school or college. But this is essential to learning how to code because there's so much you have to learn and so much you have to be able to do to be able to step foot into a coding job. Now, all of these bring me to step 4, which is to eliminate distractions. And this is one of the hardest ones in a world where we live with social medias, phones having notifications, friends being able to reach out to you, family being able to call you, and then also having potentially a job and children, wife, husband, any of those kind of things. But the number one thing you have to be able to do during your focus time is to eliminate distractions. So in the productivity world, there's something called energy vampires, and it's what sucks away your energy or what takes away your time. So we can kind of identify this as time vampires. What distracts you from being able to learn how to code? Is it your phone? Is it social media? Is it your TV in the background? Being able to identify your energy vampire is essential to being able to grow within your craft. There are a ton of apps on the App Store or Google Play Store which will help minimize distractions by not allowing you to get notifications. And I highly recommend those if your phone is your top distraction of jumping on social media. And now the fifth step is optimizing your workspace. And this is so essential because having a clean environment is what you need to be able to learn and grow. And what I mean by clean is it doesn't need to be spotless. Cleaning your environment to your standard is essential because you can't be trying to find papers and read books and follow tutorials. We have no room to be able to understand that information. So having a tidy desk can lead to so much more in the future. It comes back to the one habit of making your bed every day in the morning is a habit that will create times 10 results in your life. And essentially why it's saying make your bed, because making your bed takes maybe 2 minutes. And that's if you have a really big bed. But those 2 minutes of creating that small habit can lead to other habits that also take 2 minutes that can lead to so much time being saved, like cleaning the dishes after cooking, learning to cook instead of buying out food, which can save money. There's a lot of small habits that when compounded can change the entire way your brain and mind works. And with optimizing your workspace, try and find a sense of ambience, a sense of calmness and meditation that will allow you to be able to learn. And everybody's different. Maybe it could be bright lights. I like working in bright lights. Some people like working in dark rooms. I love plants. Some people don't like plants. Some people want sunlight coming into the room. Find your ambience and find you and how you can sit in an environment which will foster you in your learning. So setting goals, actually building projects, mastering time management, eliminating distractions, and optimizing your workspace is essential to 5 productivity tips to get you out of the novice level of software engineering into professionally building applications in the future. Now I'm eager to hear from you. Share your coding stories, challenges, or any tips that you've picked up on your own coding journey. And hey, if this video lit a spark under you, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video.